Douglas Murray is with me this morning. Douglas, you think Fani Willis should be removed from the case? And if so, what would be the impact of that?
Well, the impact is something we already see, Stuart, which is the extraordinary politicization of American justice these days. There's something deeply concerning about this, whichever side of the aisle people are on, that increasingly we see justice not as blind, the blindfold over, but intensely political. Everything in the justice system, from the Supreme Court down, is now seen, understandably, by the American people as effectively politics by other means. And this, of course, has an incredibly eroding effect on public trust in the judiciary and the judicial process, in the idea of blind justice. And so I think every single time one of these cases come up, and let's face it, they come up most weeks at the moment, whether it's to do with the cases against former President Trump or any others, all of them end up eroding this central idea, which is that a legal process should be effectively blind. And more people see it otherwise.
Yeah, I think they do. Douglas, you have a new op-ed. I'm quoting now. Shameful Biden tries to reward Hamas terror with a Palestinian state. OK, Douglas, you used the word shameful to describe our president. That's a very strong word. Make your case.
Well, I think it is shameful. And it's not just by any means the American president. The now foreign minister of the United Kingdom, David Cameron, Lord Cameron to you and me now, he has been pushing the same thing. In fact, Cameron seems to be being used by Blinken and Biden to float the whole return of the two-state solution claim and push it on the Israeli government. As I say in the New York Post today, it's a wild misunderstanding. On October the 8th, Antony Blinken gave an interview where he said now was the time to double down on the two-state solution. Can you imagine? October the 8th. It's like on September the 12th, 2001, one of America's allies saying, well, in the aftermath of 9/11, it just shows that, America really should give al-Qaeda a state. I mean, this isn't how you treat an ally. Everybody in Israel, where I am at the moment, from left, center, and right, believes whether or not a two-state solution with the Palestinians being given another state, as well as the one they were given in Gaza, whether or not that is something viable in the long term, in the current moment, it's the wrong time to talk about it. Because to give the Palestinians another state at the moment would not just to be allow the creation of another failed Arab state and another terror state, it would also be read in the region as a reward for October the 7th. In other words, do a massive massacre, the biggest massacre in Israeli history against the citizens of Israel, and you'll get another state. And that state, you can be sure as anything, as I say in the op-ed, will be just what Gaza was. If the citizens of the West Bank got a vote tomorrow, all the polls show they would vote in Hamas in the West Bank. In other words, you have another terror state. The idea that Antony Blinken, President Biden, Lord Cameron and others are pushing this on their Israeli allies is, I think, a disgrace.
And shameful, perhaps. Douglas Murray, thanks for joining us. You got it. Thanks for joining us, Douglas. Always a pleasure.